This may be a little bit outdated, but if you have ever been in a position where you have stared at a blank Word document and wondered, how do I even start this cover letter? That is why this template exists. It is meant to take the guesswork out and give you a clear, proven structure that works across industries. For our agenda today, we are going to draft your cover letter. This is going to be a great baseline for you to use and customize for all of your future job and or higher education applications. First, we're going to make sure that you have a proper heading. We are going to strategically build out your body paragraphs to really make your cover letter stand out. And then we are going to sign off with a proper closing. In this template, I'm going to walk you through step by step what to do, what to include, what to skip or leave out, and how to make it sound like you. Make sure that you have a copy of the cover letter template handy, and we are going to run through this tutorial together. Okay, let's jump in. So yes, I did say that you need a fresh copy of this cover letter template, but we are going to make a new copy. Why? Because for every single job application, you want to have a unique cover letter that goes to that specific job application. So we're going to save it with this file name format: cover letter dash the company name in which you're applying to, dash your first and last name, dash the month, the day, and the year that you updated this cover letter. For record keeping purposes, you're going to be really happy that you kept track of the day in which you last updated the letter, because if you iterate on this over time, you're going to want to make sure that you're keeping track of the different versions of your cover letters. Now, if you're just creating a baseline cover letter template, that's perfectly fine. Go ahead and just name it baseline so that you know that you need to come back to this cover letter and make a copy of it in the future for a specific job posting in which you are applying. But for now, let's just go through what you would call it if you are applying to a specific job. We are going to go through an example together with this girl named Taylor Gomez, who is applying to Adobe Inc. This letter that we're going to review for Taylor Gomez, it's going to help demonstrate the template in action, just so you have a really clear picture of how to translate the template into an actual cover letter. Also, really quick, just before we jump in, something that a lot of people miss is that a cover letter is not about everything that you've ever done. It's about translating your value into their language. Every sentence should help that hiring manager see how you'll be an asset to their organization. So as you write, keep this question in mind: what would make someone excited to have me on their team? This is not for you, it's for them. So make sure that you're constantly thinking about the content that you write from their point of view. So let's move on and jump into the cover letter. We are going to start at the top and work our way down. So let's look at the heading first. You are going to fill out the top section of the cover letter with your information, and then the date in which you are submitting the application, and then the hiring manager's information. We are going to add your professional title if you have one. If you're, for example, a graduating student, you can say you're a graduate candidate, or you're an aspiring professional or candidate in XYZ field. You can also add that. You can also say you're a senior pursuing a certain degree. That's fine. After you do that, then you're going to put your organization affiliation. So this is either your school in which you attend or the company in which you work. And if you do not currently attend school or work at a company, you can just remove this line. That's fine. And then your date is going to be the application submission date. So whatever date that you plan to actually submit this application, that's the date you're going to put. Then you're going to put the recipient's name. So this is the hiring manager. If you don't know the hiring manager's name, again, that's perfectly fine. You just remove this line. The next line is the recipient's professional title. So put their professional title if it's something other than the hiring manager. If this is just kind of like a supplication to their job that they're doing, then you can put their actual job title. If not, you can put hiring manager. Then you're going to put the organization affiliation. This should be the organization in which you are applying to, but put the company information here. You can also add the city and state in which the company is headquartered or located. And then we have the greeting. So if you do not know the hiring manager's name, you can keep it as Dear Hiring Manager, or Dear Hiring Team, or Dear Specific Team Name if you know that this team is going to be the one who's reviewing your application. Otherwise, you can put their specific name if you do have it. So now if we flip over to the example, we can see that Taylor adds all of her information, and she does have the hiring manager's name, which she has a specific position in this company. So she adds her information to the header. We are going to kick off the action items with the super quick win for the heading: add the date in which you plan to submit the application, all of your formal information, and if you have it, the recipient's formal information. If you don't have the recipient's formal information, just address the generic title of the intended recipient. And now here's what you're going to write in the body of your cover letter. This is typically the most daunting part. So if you follow this 4-paragraph structure, hopefully this is going to really simplify the process for you. Pro tip, mention something specific about the company that makes you want to work there. So think about their mission, the company culture, maybe something that you saw that they recently did. This is going to show the hiring manager that you did your homework on the company and that the company means more to you than just a job position. So here is where you are going to write the heart of your cover letter. And we're going to follow a simple 4-paragraph structure. So bear with me as we talk about what should go in each paragraph. We're going to break it down so it's really easy for you to just insert your own information into these body paragraphs and make this your own. So in the opening paragraph of your cover letter, you're going to state your full name and the current role that you serve as a professional or a student. And then you're going to clearly name the position that you are actively applying for to be considered, and then briefly explain why you are interested in working for that company. This is a really big point here. To conclude this paragraph, make sure that you describe your professional desires and how you could confidently be an asset to the organization in which you are applying for this position. It is so critical that you have done research on this company. This is something that a lot of people miss. So please make sure to pay attention and put this in your own cover letter. If you want to stand out, mention something specific about the company, a project, a value, a mission statement, or even a recent initiative that's maybe in the news that they've pursued or achieved, something about the company that excites you, because they want to see that you are really interested and you are motivated to be a part of the company. So this really it shows that you care and that you've done your homework, and it makes your cover letter way more memorable. So pro tip there, make sure that you list something about the company that goes beyond just the job description and that aligns with something that you feel inspired by or that you feel called to serve or to be a part of stewarding said mission or vision. Let's look at Taylor Gomez's first paragraph in her cover letter. She clearly states who she is in the opening sentence. Super simple. She's applying for this position. That's very clear. And she explains why. This is a great personal touch. She says that this has been a company that's inspired her since she was young. That's huge. And then she is really passionate about what they stand for, what they want to do. So this is really showcasing that she wants to be a part of what they do on a day-to-day basis and how they empower brand development for other companies, but also that she wants to use this as a challenge to develop her own skills. So this is a great opening paragraph. Answers a few questions right away. Who is she? What is the role that she's applying for? And why does she want to be there? This is what you want to answer with your first paragraph of your cover letter. Your opening should feel like a confident handshake. So make it easy for the hiring manager just to know exactly who's speaking and why they should keep reading. Moving on to paragraph 2. So within the second paragraph, you're going to highlight your experiences that make you a strong fit for the position, including jobs, internships, class projects, leadership roles, or volunteer work that you've done. Use these examples to show how those experiences have prepared you for the responsibilities listed in the job description. Also, what experiences have you participated in that make you the right fit for this job, company, and team? So I have a couple little anecdotes to this particular paragraph. You don't just want to say, I'm a strong communicator or I have XYZ skill. You want to prove what you've done with that skill or what makes you competent or proficient in that skill. For example, like a strong communicator, you want to say that you led a workshop or you gave a class presentation or you ran team meetings, something like that that really showcases that skill in motion, in action. So ultimately, you want to turn your generic traits into specific examples. That is what's going to make your cover letter seem and feel more credible and give you more of a position of authority. So let's look at Taylor's second paragraph now. So she is saying in terms of her experience, she's become proficient in this particular company's products and she's developed her skills in the areas in which the job description is looking for qualifications. So she's saying copywriting, social media scheduling, brand voice consistency. Those are all things that come from the job description. And then she's also saying that she's held leadership positions. She's done student-led campaigns, and this is what it yielded. So this is great because this formula is the winning formula for showing evidence of what you've done. It is, what did you do? And then what did it yield? So what were the actions that you took? And then what were the results that you got? That is the winning formula for showcasing your evidence in your cover letter. If you can ever quantify any of your results, try to do so. And for example, she says that it increased attendance with academic events by over 30%. So this is saying that my work helped yield an improved positive result. And then she ends it with a third example of her experience in which she is trying to reinforce her qualifications for that specific job application. Moving on to paragraph 3. Now we are going to connect your technical and soft skills directly to what's being asked for in the job posting. So be specific on mentioning tools, programs, qualities that you bring. This is a really strategic chance for you to show that you are qualified, but you also have capacity to grow and learn. Employers love candidates who are confident, competent, but also coachable. Let's look at Taylor's example for paragraph 3. She literally kicks this whole thing off with, in terms of my technical and soft skills, I am proficient in XYZ tools. I've worked in fast-paced team environments, which she would have to be doing in this job. And she shows that she is not somebody that wants to do everything herself or that she is relying on her own expertise, that she seeks feedback from others to collectively improve final deliverables or products that she creates. This is what both confident and coachable mean relayed in this specific example. And then she ends it with the fact that, yes, she does have a strong foundation in this particular area for this job, but she's also very eager to learn and grow from working with their team at a leading company. This is a really crisp, clear, and concise delivery. She shows that she's confident, but that she is also coachable. And hiring managers do not expect you to know everything. No hiring manager expects any job candidate to necessarily be like the 100% fit for that job role. You can get as close as you possibly can, but they do want to see that you want to grow in this role, that you're not going to be complacent with your skills and capabilities to provide value for that specific position and or company and team. And now to close in paragraph 4, you're going to wrap up by expressing your interest in further conversation about the role. You're going to politely suggest a meeting or review at their convenience and make sure to thank them for taking the time to review and consider your application and express that you are very excited about hearing back. So keep it courteous and professional. If we look over at Taylor's example, she reinforces that she attached her resume. That's insinuating that she has more details about her candidacy for them to review. And she says that she would greatly welcome the opportunity at their convenience. So this is really important to discuss this position, the role expectations that would help support their team, and if they have any suggestions to continue growing her skills and experience prior to the summer. Because this is a summer internship, this is a great line to demonstrate that you are really serious about this position, because essentially she's saying, I want to know if there's any way that I could be the best possible person to start this particular internship by the time that summer comes. So I want to do work now before that internship happens. And then thank you for your time and consideration. I'm looking forward to hearing next steps. So this is kind of insinuating that she's expecting to hear back. Whatever it may be, she is expecting and anticipating their response. Wrapping up Taylor's letter, we can see overall her tone is warm, it's clear, and it's respectful. So this is a little tip for you, is read your letter out loud. Make sure that you would actually say in real life the things that you were saying in your cover letter. That's important. If not, revise it until it sounds like the best, most professional version of you. For step number 2 in completing this exercise, take some time to follow the paragraph prompts to draft each body paragraph. This is the most important part of this letter. So as I said, make sure to take a breath, really focus in and think through what you want to say and convey in this cover letter. And always keep the recipient's point of view in mind. To finish your cover letter, we're going to add a professional sign-off. You are going to add a very standard closing, like sincerely, best regards, thank you. Your name, if you have a digital signature, you can add that here, and then your contact information. So your email, your phone number, and your LinkedIn hyperlinked to this cover letter. Really quick pro tip, if you haven't customized your LinkedIn profile yet, now is the time. It makes such a difference, and it's super easy to do to make a good impression. If you don't know how to do it, I will link a tutorial down below. And finally, let's wrap this exercise up with adding your chosen closing, your contact information, and the link to your LinkedIn profile. And that is the formula for developing a winning cover letter. So it doesn't always have to be so daunting and scary. We just added here some structure and a little bit of strategy. So now you can take it and make it your own. Start with this template, follow the prompts to personalize it. You can use tools like ChatGPT or Grammarly to help enhance it, but always make sure that it's something you would say and that it speaks with your own voice. This is going to be really important whenever it comes to interviews, because if you have a cover letter that doesn't sound like you, and then you go into an interview, there's going to be some question marks floating around about if you actually wrote this thing. So you want to make sure that it sounds like you. there you have it. Your takeaway from this exercise. As I mentioned, this is a baseline that you can use and customize for all of your future applications. So instead of starting from scratch, you can use this and then tailor it to each of those companies or organizations in which you are applying in the future. What we accomplished here today is that you know how to address your heading, you know how to strategically insert content to pitch yourself well in your body paragraphs, and how to structure a well thought out closing. Great job today. This is not easy, but you stuck through it. Way to go. So now it's your turn. I know you've got this. Just go show them that you are the right candidate for them authentically and go land that interview. Good luck.